Hey listeners, good morning. We are here again on a Thursday morning. Welcome to yet another episode of our LinkedIn Talk Show series, Productivity League, hosted by We360.ai. So, as we always say in every episode, in our talk show series, Productivity League, our mission is very clear to build a dynamic and a constructive learning community around this vital topic, productivity. The objective is pretty clear. We all grow together with all the collective knowledge and experiences of our entire community. I am Kunal Sinha, your host.
So, Saurabh, so a very important role in this particular direction is actually about how we are actually setting the right goals and how you are ensuring that you don't put a very kind of I should say aspirational goals to any other people, and at the same point of time a very understatement to some of the other team members. So as a leader, how do the leader should strike a balance when they are actually setting the challenging goals for your team, so that we can actually ensure this, that there should not be any burnout, or there should not be any overwhelming work to any of the employee.
All right. Since right from the COVID era, we're talking a lot about work-life balance. Yeah. Right. Probably let me ask you questions. What you think work-life balance is, or what you think burnout would be, or how you think work for you, just from a your personal perspective, how work-life balance. What is work-life balance according to you?
I mean, so like for me, from a personal perspective, you talk about, so if I'm able to enjoy what I'm actually able to work upon, that is something that I would definitely will keep me happy at my work. And if I'm happy at my work, like as a person, I'll be definitely happy. Many of the people think work life balance is like how much time I'm getting from a personal space, so that's one part, of course, to it. But then the second part, am I able to enjoy my work? And am I whenever I'm going back to my home, I am not taking back any of the tension or any of the stress while actually I'm into my personal space. So that is something I would
Mhm.
definitely want the team, that like my goals, my efforts and my work should be very clearly defined, so that it does not create any of the tension on me outside of the work as well.
Got it. So if you would ask me, probably I would say whether I would be able to take some time out for my own learning, for the things I enjoy. I enjoy writing blog. I enjoy food. I enjoy cooking. So whether I would be able to give some time out there. So now your perspective of work-life balance is, or burning out is different. My perspective is different. If you would go probably to my parents' generation, their perspective about work-life balance would be different. And now if you'll go to Gen Z, probably somebody who had just joined, who is joined career just right now, their perspective would be something different, right? When we talk about setting up the goal and burnout, we need to understand everyone's perspective. So my perspective about work-life balance, I'll give you a small example, right? Probably in the previous generation, my dad's generation, probably uh, they used to go to 9 to 5 job. They wanted to come back, then they want to spend time with family, friends, then they have probably have their own hobbies or something, right? Now when you're working probably 12 hours, you are dedicating 14 hours, sometimes you are stretching a lot because of the requirement of the work there. You are spending 12, 14 hours within the organizations. And now this generation, right from the millennials, they are demanding my hobbies, my purpose and everything should be aligned to my own goals, right? Because obviously if I'm spending more time all the time in the office, my friends are there, my mentors are there, I need to fulfill my hobbies there, right? So we need to understand everything here and then design a right plan. So if I have to tell you in a nutshell how I define work life balance or how I design, it is not unlike the most popular concept. After I go to home, I should not be able to have a work stress, or I should not be able to take any calls, or nobody should contact me for any work related issues after I left office. Those eras, I mean, that era has gone long back, to be very honest, in Indian work culture here, right? So but whenever it is required, whether I would be give time to my family, whenever it is required, whether my organization, my manager is there to support me in a critical situation, whenever there would be situation where I'm getting the right advice from the organization, right support from the organization, organizations and time from the organizations. Probably I would be stretching 12 14 hours, but during the critical releases, but probably I might get extra holidays. Probably I might get extra time. Probably nobody's questioning me with I mean why I want to take a leave and I want to travel solo there. So design the goal and then balance the work and life in a way that no everyone should feel that whenever it is required I should be able to take that time out, and organization is always there to support me in all my happiness and the critical situations as well.
Perfect, Saurabh. Yes, so we respect the diversity very strongly. And I know as an HR, that's the biggest challenge because if there are certain set challenges, a set of one or two challenges or like barriers, then it is easy to solve. But yes, you very rightly said there's a diversity because everyone has their own definitions, everyone has their own expectations. So understanding those expectations and then tailoring your program, tailoring your goals and expectations, and also very importantly aligning to your business goals as well. So very rightly put up, Saurabh. So, Ranga, I would like come back to you on this point. So, aligning goals and so like taking care of everyone is like what me and Saurabh were just discussing. But then, as I was just telling that we also have to focus on the business goals, how much they are aligned to the business goals, because we also have to create a very perfect balance. That yes, while we are actually taking care of the employees or the teams, we should also not miss out on the business goals and the business objectives. So there comes a very important term which is actually called as a performance metric. So how do you balance the need for performance metrics when you're actually creating a workplace culture where we are also able to value and support the employee well-being? Over to you, Ranga.
Yeah, the performance matrix, it is a very key point for every organization because it is only driving the each and every people in the organization from the top management to the down the level people. So the performance matrix should be prepared in the way of it should be the development for the personal as well as the profession. It should not be a fault finding like we should not create a matrix or a KPI which will tell what he is not doing. We have to create a performance matrix which will make us or drive them to do that. For me, the goals and KPI should be not only for only to drive the activities which we are doing. It should be two way. It should be a professional improvement as well as the personal growth. We should ensure the people are getting the right knowledge and right thing. If you could, I like to quote here the Mahabharata. If you are creating a performance matrix, you should think Krishna as a mentor, not as a god. So you have to think how he drove that war. He has been a chariot and he driving it, but he ensured his colleague Krishna ensured the Arjuna to what he has to do. He concentrately telling what is to be done. If Arjuna is failing, he himself shown how to do it in a better way. So that the same thing while we are giving the goals and performance matrix to the team, we should explain very well in the detail, and it should be a two-way communication, and it should not be like we have to review it in the year end. You have to review and give the full detail while we are giving the goal itself. And we have to be in the way that we have to whenever it is required, we have to pinpoint them and optimize them how to derive and reach the goal, not to pinpoint the failures. And it should be more on celebrating the success. And we have to make a team as a family, and they have to feel that they have to achieve the goal of the people, and they should not think the people who is giving the goal to fail intentionally. And the main point of the thing, we have to review the goal periodically, and it should not be in final. We have to create an environment for knowledge transfer. Everybody have that unique knowledge, so we have to create an environment where knowledge is getting shared every day and every time, so that it will be better for the total team to understand the mode of performance matrix and KPI.
Perfect. So as you said, Ranga, like I'm like keep the performance metrics or keep the business goals, of course, intact. but then also focus on the human values and understand the emotional values for your team, and that will
Yes.
actually help you to enable and empower them. Perfect,
What is the
perfect.
thing? If you are making your team member to be more knowledgeable, he will support us in the better way. If you see, there is a state point like in our previous generation of Gen X, the people will join the company, the same company or government job, they relieve into the job. For us, if our generation of millennials, we are changing the job for our criteria, and the future maybe the people is going to change the verticals of their knowledge. So knowledge is inevitable, right?
Exactly, knowledge is always inevitable. That's a perfect line. So, so Shefali, Saurabh was actually telling about the goals, and then like talking about the work-life balance, talking about the performance metrics. So, I will actually focus on the topic of the work-life balance, picking it up from the answer of Saurabh. So, while we talk about the work-life balance, I mean, like in your experience, so currently you are also managing that in your organization. So, as an organization, how you create a supportive and healthy work-life balance for employees, and more importantly, why is this balance crucial for engagement and both for productivity?
Yeah. So, as an HR manager of IT company, creating a supportive and healthy work-life balance of employee is essential for their engagement and productivity. It's very important and very crucial, right? As Saurabh raised this, that for every person they need to be balanced their life, right? Whether it's a work life or even personal life. So this balance is crucial because it helps sustain employee motivation, boost their morale, and prevents burnout, ultimately leading to increased productivity and organization success. It automatically shows if even we are going to put our selves to the situation. If company is providing us whatever we want, right? We want a comfort zone, or we want a comfortable environment where we are working, then it automatically we can even put our 110% effort over there to achieve the target, whether it's our individual, whether it's our organization target. One effective way to create a supportive work life balance is through implementing a flexible work arrangements as well. If we are going to take an example, it in my previous organizations, in my current organization as well, that I always want to introduce a remote work policy that allows employees to work from home for a few days or week, right? So that even they can spend such time with their family, or even they can meet up their commitments towards their while still being productive in their work related task as well. By giving employees the autonomy and flexibility, I think to choose when and where they work, they feel trusted and empowered. I hope everyone will agree to this, that if we are going to be a trust on a person, right, who are working with us, whether it's a new joinee, whether the person is working with us from a very long time period, so it resulting in higher engagement and dedication to the roles. Right. And additionally, promoting a culture of work life balance through various initiatives is vital. For instance, we organize wellness programs such as fun activities, right? Trips for employee engagement, and lunch breaks is there, right? So these activities help employees relaxation. They will more feel recharged and prioritize their mental and physical well-being as well. We also encourage employees to take their paid time off and discourage working during vacations on weekends. By promoting a healthy work life balance through such initiatives, I think employees feel supported and valued and appreciate the company's commitment to their well being. So, I will give a one example for my in my current organization where I'm working. There was a employee who met with an accident, right? And that was very tough time for him, for us as well, because he was working with on very crucial project at that time. Company supported him very well, right? And after he was working from home, he just take an initiative that yes, I was as I'm working on a very crucial project, so I would like to do work from home, so that company will not suffer any kind of feedback from a client as well. So that was a very healthy thing, right, in organization, so that even every employee, even the companies just saw the dedication of the person, and companies trust on that person as well. So yes, it's very important, right? In conclusion, creating a supportive and healthy work life balance is crucial for employee engagement and productivity. By implementing, I think, flexible work arrangements and promoting wellness initiatives, organization can support their employees in managing their personal and professional lives. So yeah, this results is improved motivation. I think, as I already shared, that it comes up with a higher productivity and a positive impact on the overall success and reputation of the company as well. So yeah, these are my thoughts on this, Kunal.
Yeah, thanks, Shefali. So I'm like, I'll continue on this discussion with you, Shefali, and like I'll just
Mhm.
dig deeper into this. So you
Mhm.
spoke about flexible work arrangements. So
Correct.
can you just like provide some more thoughts on the role of flexible work arrangements while we are talking about like promoting the employee satisfaction and engagement, and more
Mhm.
importantly, like post COVID era, this has become even more important point. So
Hmm.
as an organization, how we can effectively implement such policies of flexible work arrangements more effectively and more structured way.
Hmm. Okay, so if I'm sure, my experience, like in my previous, after COVID, right, COVID era, that most of the companies are jumping into an like a work from home or a hybrid mode, right? It's better if we can even manage, even if we are having a current opening. If I'm going to give example, that we do have an opening in business profile, and the company is open for that. If our skills, if the person's skills are going to be matched with our current opening, then company is open to trust that person, right? We should trust on that person, that yes, we need to be provide them whatever they need, and the person is automatically giving their 110% effort to give the output, right? Whatever target or without target, the person is ready to do to achieve the target, of whether it's an individual target or whether it's a like a company goal, right? So I think for as you raised, Kunal, that the work from home policy, right, or work remote work policy, that is really important in this era, because every organization is really open for this. But somehow in 2023, mid of June or July, they have been started, most of the organization have been started, they should, the employees need to be, even I think, the TCS, right? TCS has been fired, even the female staff of 80% has been left their job because the company is not providing a work from home opportunity, right? So at that time period, even every organization was like very much not sure that what kind of strategies they need to use, right, to achieve the target of the company, right? So I think for a work related policy, right, remote work policy, that is very very important, right? So we need to be managed, every organization, even HR is always trying to put the 110% efforts to that even employee is more comfortable while working over there.
Yeah, you're exactly right. So like companies who have actually not adopted these policies have seen a very high amount of attrition. And as a startup, you actually have to be more flexible because you
Yeah.
should be focusing on people's skills rather than their location.
Hmm. Correct. Mhm.
But the only thing that we have seen in the past is like to become a flexible work arrangement company or a team, it
Mhm.
is the leadership who has to be more organized and structured. And as a
Correct.
leadership, if we are more organized and structured, then we can always manage our team more effectively, whether they're sitting in office or they're sitting outside office. And
Correct.
getting or using the right tools is like one of the very effective strategies.
Yeah, company needs to be trust should be on both side, right? Not even a single side, whether it's employer responsibility, not even a employer it's, or it's just like give and take, right? If we are responsible for everything, right, we should be a trust having from both sides, then only we can achieve any target of or goal or quality of our life, right? And we can even create a supportive and healthy work life balance, right, for employee engagement and productivity as well. On other hand, mentors had the opportunity to develop leadership skills and establish meaningful relationships as well. So, in conclusion, mentorship and coaching are very important tool for promoting employee growth and engagement in any organization, whether it's related to the IT company with I'm working, right, or even any other industry. By facilitating meaningful mentorship relationships through structured programs, it's very important if we are having any kind of programs to introduce to our newcomers, even who are working with our current like our organizations as well. And we need to provide them a supportive culture. Organization can cultivate a workforce that thrives and achieves their full potential as well. So yeah, that's these are my thoughts on mentorship, or even whatever I've been experienced till now. So yeah.
Very rightly said, Shefali. Leadership, always, I'm like, all of these mentorship programs actually
Mhm.
provides rewarding benefits, not just to employees, but exactly to the leadership, to the whole company and organization.
Correct.
Yes, it definitely takes certain efforts in the initial place, but yes, once you are actually able to actually put it across
Hmm.
effectively, then you just have to reap the fruits going forward in the long journey. So that's very
Correct.
rightly said. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a very valid point. So thanks, Shefali. So Ranga and Saurabh, coming to you, and as we are towards the closure of the show, I have saved these two specific points very specifically because these are two general points which people take for granted, but are very important and crucial when it comes to employee engagement and creating a very positive workspace culture. So I would want to focus on the two important points now. Like one is communication, and the second is feedback. So I would start with you, Ranga. When we talk about communication, now generally people feel that okay, fine, communication is, yeah, of course needed. So, but what role you think that this communication play in fostering a positive workplace culture, and as a leader, how we can effectively communicate with our teams?
If you want to be a better leader, the communication is the very crucial parameter which we need to concentrate on becoming a leader. Okay. And while you want to create a positive work culture, the leader will have the tough stance while he's communicating about his decision or about his information. My thing is, where we need to start telling our viewpoint as a suggestion, not as a decision. If it is, if I'm conveying you a decision, then it means I already decided. It's a one-way communication. It's not going to work out with the team. So whenever you want to take any decision, it's better to assume that it has a communication, and it should be a discussion, like a brainstorming things will be there. For example, up to my thing, if we want to, usually in a organization we have to change the opportunities, change the roles and definition. For example, if you want to change a person to another role, okay, as I told, right person to be the right job, you are thinking that this guy will suit the another role, not the current role. And you should not tell him, from tomorrow you are going to do this job, it's going to be there. My way of approach, I will discuss with them is going to sustain the role, what are all the advantage, what are all the clicks will be there he need to face. Like before starting the Mahabharata war, Krishna tell the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna before he taking the decision to start the war or not. So like that, we have to give what is his role, what is his responsibility, how we are going to tackle that situation to be explained. And it should be taken as a collective decision. And leaders are always need to celebrate the success and make the team to celebrate their own success with the team. And usually Abdul Kalam told this detail when the rocket launch is uh, failed. This leader has taken the responsibility and he told it's my failure. But once the rocket launch is success, it is the credit is given to Abdul Kalam, which changed him to produce lots of things to India. So we have to be like that and celebrate the success, and we have to give the success responsibility to our team member and take the failure ownership in ours. Then only the team will succeed. The final thing is, we have to create an environment in the team to discuss what is right, not who is right. That will create a better positive approach, and it will make the team more communicative.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, love 2 points very, very strongly, although all of the points are very important, but 2 points very important. I mean, shift the success to like towards the bottom of the team and shift the failure towards the top of the team. That is how like leaders are evolved and leaders create teams. And second is, of course, the most important point is like always focus on what is right instead of who is right. So that's very important point, Ranga. And like if we are able to communicate that very effectively internally and externally as well and to ourselves, then of course we start creating better teams and we start evolving as a better leader. So, Saurabh, I'm like, I would want to end this particular show with the last question coming to you. And that's a very, very generally a neglected point. That's a very, very important point when we talk about in terms of employee engagement, and that is feedback. So, according to your experiences and according to your journey, what role you have seen feedback playing in fostering employee engagement? And again, more importantly, how can leaders provide constructive feedback that motivates the team and also empower your team?
All right. Like Ranga has shared a right example of Sri Krishna and Arjuna, right? So let me take the same example here. Or probably you can take any mythological hero there. So let it be Rama, let it be Shri Krishna, or let it be anyone from any other religion. Wasn't it easy for anyone to end evil at one strike, considering their power and the weapons they have, right? But nobody did it. They created their disciples, right? Why they did not do it? Because the idea was not just to end evil, but at the same time create your own disciple and evolve the society at the same time. So that's the purpose of the feedback there. Again, if we'll take the same example of Sri Krishna and Arjuna there, uh, it wasn't a one-time feedback, right? It's not a it's not a situation where all of a sudden Arjuna asked Arjuna put his weapon down and Shri Krishna tell him the Gita. So probably gave him the feedback and mentor him in the right way, right? It was not the case. It was a journey. It was a throughout his process, right? From the beginning Arjuna trusted Shri Krishna built that trust, and that's why Arjuna could receive the Gita very well. So that is more important when we talk about the feedback, that the first and foremost thing. So let me give you another example there. So probably if you want to buy a phone, you would do a lot of research. New cell phone, right? There are a lot of means available, so you did a lot of research, you finalized a phone to buy, and suddenly your best friend came and told you, don't get that one. That is rubbish, get this one here, right? You will always give a second thought. Why? Rather you will trust that person rather than your own knowledge or research you have done. The reason being is you have developed that sort of bond and trust. So before giving that feedback, the most important part is to create that sort of trust, create in a relation with your team, with your colleagues, with your manager, whomever you are working with. So that is more important before giving the feedback. Now coming to the point, while sharing the feedback, what are the few important things we are missing that we have realized is, right? So we now every other organization is taking engagement surveys, right? So that's a feedback that we take from the employees. I would say there are a lot of organizations who work on the feedbacks we receive from the engagement surveys, right? We take action also, but the most crucial missing point is here, we do not convey it to the employees, right? So if I've taken your feedback, if I'm working on your feedback, what action I have taken, and whether that actions are working or not, whether the problems which we have understood, whether those problems are resolved, that feedback we are missing to take, right? So we take feedback, we design action pack, then again we miss the point whether those actions are working perfectly or perfectly fine or not, right? So it's a continuous process. We need to take the continuous feedback and alter our actions, alter our plans, alter our strategies based on the feedback. That's the one thing. The second question was about the probably how to give the constructive feedback, right? So there are three pointers which I would like to share here. The first, always go with the data, right? So you cannot go and tell someone that no, 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 I mean, your productivity is down. You cannot go someone and say, or for that example, you cannot go someone and just say a fabulous job. Of course that would inspire him, but then he or she would not understand what he's doing perfectly fine or what's getting wrong, right? So we should always go with the data. If it is working, why it is working. If it is not working out, why it is not working out. Then it would be helpful to understand. The second thing, again, we miss the context. I talk a lot about context there, uh, because that is one thing we usually ignore a lot. I think here, for an example, while giving a feedback, probably to Gen X or probably to millennials, we can simply say living in a virtual world using too much social media, that is bad. That is bad because we have merely adopted it, right? That these generations have adapted, they have seen the world before social media. But if you'll tell this to the Gen Z, probably they won't understand because they are born with it, right? So you need to understand the context we are living in, context they are coming from, and then construct your feedback accordingly. And third, the most important thing is, give them a plan for action. You cannot just say this is not working or working out, or you cannot just say you are not performing. How you can improve that, those action items needs to be evaluated in the feedback, and then offer help. If you need to achieve these, or if you need to follow that particular plan, how I can as a leader, how I can support you, that plan has to be drawn. And again, coming back to my previous point, again, feedback is a continuous process. So just giving them the action plan does not work out. We need to evaluate, we need to probably deviate, we need to upgrade, we need to evolve together with the right feedback time to time.
Perfect, perfect, Saurabh. So that's like that was a very very properly summed up answer, and you actually summed up nearly all the points that we have actually covered today, and put up in a very very consumable format, so that like any specific leaders who are hearing out for this conversation, they can actually go back and actually include that feedback pointer into their specific process and structures. So thanks for addressing the question in a very structured way. Thanks to all of you. As we come towards the closure of the today's event, it was really really amazing and exciting to actually talk to all of you and like hear to your insightful and very diverse experiences. So thanks again for addressing the questions from all our community, and I'm pretty sure that everyone who is a part of this conversation was able to get some real useful and consumable and actionable insights. So all the best with the great work that you all are doing to empower your teams and organizations. It was really lovely to speak to all of you.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being on the
Thank
show.
you.
Yeah, thanks Ranga, thanks Shefali, thanks Saurabh. It was so goodbye everyone. Here's the final goodbye for today to all the amazing speakers and all the listeners. And keep doing amazing work and keep coming back to share your thoughts on this community and to actually grab some more of the thoughts and learnings. So see you all in the next episode of Productivity League. Signing off for now. Goodbye.
Goodbye, have a nice day, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Have a nice day.